American tribes each received $1 million grants from the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community. Among the recipients were 2 Minnesota tribes, the Upper Sioux community and the Red Lake Band of Chippewa. The Upper Sioux community received a $1 million SMSC grant to build a community administrative building, which will consolidate a medical clinic, tribal operations, and other tribal programs. And the Red Lake Band of Chippewa received a $100 SMSC grant to support operations at their tribal fishery. It is the only commercial walleye fishery and one of the largest freshwater commercial fisheries in the United States. The tradition of helping others is alive and well at the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community. For more information, go to shakopeedakota.org.
Hi, Nancy Nelson here, inviting you to join me every Saturday, noon to 1 o'clock for my show, Nancy Nelson Make a Difference. At my stores, Our Little Secret designer accessories at wholesale prices, we have an opportunity for you to make money without investing a thing. Have your own Our Little Secret home jewelry party. The same amazing wholesale prices as in our stores, and at the end of the party, you have a percentage of everything sold. Go to our website, OurLittleSecret.tv, OurLittleSecret.tv for details.
Welcome back, Doug Pagitt Radio, 11:22, 22 minutes after the hour. We're going to finish the second half of my conversation here with theologian Stanley Hauerwas from Duke Divinity School. I posed a question to him before the break. Stanley, I've heard that you've said that the current batch of atheists, public atheists, don't have a very interesting critique of Christianity in our world and religion in our world. And you've suggested that that's because we don't give them a very interesting version of Christianity in order to critique. And he responds to that question here.
Our problem is with our current unbelievers is they're just so ignorant about the complexity of the Christian faith. And David Hart, in his book Atheist Delusions, has just shown that to be absolutely true. And I don't blame the atheists for that. I blame us, Christians, who have just made Christianity so damn boring. I don't know how we manage that. It's like making Shakespeare boring. But we have managed it. And I think that it's a signal for a recall for Christians to not be so hesitant about the extraordinary things that we think are true about the world.
You've been a public theologian and public figure and thinker, meaning not just that people know about you, but you've been thinking about the world and Christianity and thought and philosophy for my entire life, I think. I was born in 1966.
Yeah, I'm 70.
70. So I'm wondering, when in 1966 you had a vision of what you thought the next 43 years of the world would look like, 44 years of the world, how have things not turned out as you thought they would? And I'm particularly interested in your thoughts on how they haven't turned out as you thought they might, in relationship to conservative evangelicalism as it now exists, and to Islam, and how things have changed. Is that a fair question?
Yes. I say in the book, I didn't notice the 60s until 1969 because I come from working class. I was just, had my head down and was working. But I did notice the 60s and the extraordinary transformation in young people that had to do with coming through civil rights in the Vietnam protest. And those were heady days in which people put their lives on the line to think that extraordinary changes could be made. And what I was not anticipating at all was Ronald Reagan. I had no idea that that kind of conservative resurgence was possible. I wasn't in any way, and there it was, I wasn't in any way anticipating the rise of evangelicals and the energy that they represent as part of Christianity. I mean, I was still fundamentally within the Protestant mainstream, coming out of Methodism. Those were developments that I still find myself just puzzled, wondering where in the world they came from.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Islam was concerned, I took, before I was leaving my graduate program, a course in Islam from a man named Norbert Hein, who taught in the Divinity School at Yale. And at the time I thought, how interesting. It's we don't know anything about Islam, and it's such a vital, huge population. And so I wasn't completely surprised by its resurgence. Not that it's not clear it resurged. We just suddenly noticed it, primarily because of September the 11th. Mm-hmm. What I take it to be a wonderful development is that it's helped Christians to understand we don't control the world. It's wonderful that what it means to be a Christian is to learn to live out of control, and we're out of control. We literally, you can't make yourself safe in a world by assuming that everyone believes what you believe. Mm-hmm. So that was a good that was particularly a good development.
Mm-hmm. So in light of what you didn't anticipate, so this might be a less fair question, do you have a sense from your perspective of what the next 40 years might have in stow that many people don't really see coming, in the way that the conservative evangelical expression developed? Do you have a sense of, or a guess, or?
I think mainstream Protestantism in America is dead, and it's not going to come back. Protestantism remembers a protest movement within the Church Catholic. It's a reform movement, and when it became an end in itself, it became unintelligible to itself. And people, given its presentation, that is, we're for peace and justice with a little Jesus on the side, people can't see any reason why they should sacrifice their lives for that. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to see the continuing decline of Protestantism, and it's not clear